UFC 121 was built around Brock Lesnar defending his heavyweight championship against Cain Velasquez, but if you're a professional wrestling fan, the talk after the fight was not about Lesnar and Velasquez, but rather Lesnar and WWE performer The Undertaker, who were involved in a stare-down after the main event, while MMAfighting.com reporter Ariel Helwani spoke to The Undertaker.
It's almost like you're at a loss for words here.
You want to do it?
What did you just say to him?
It's kind of a personal thing.
I saw Undertaker there. I asked if we could speak to him. UFC PR asked if he was okay with it. He was okay with it, and we were just doing the interview. And then you could see at one point his eyes, lock on something. And at around this point, my cameraman was actually tapping me on my shoulder. I thought it was just like a fan or someone, so I ignored it. And talking to him after, apparently Brock was standing next to him for a couple of seconds, and then he walked by. If Undertaker would have asked me to be there to interview him right after, truthfully, I probably would have even said no, because then a red flag would have come up. I asked to speak to him. I had no idea that Brock was even still around. There was so much going on, so we were not in on anything at all.
This led to lots of speculation that the WWE has contacted Lesnar about a potential match at WrestleMania next April in Atlanta. However, it would require the UFC to sign off on the match. Dave Meltzer, editor of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, spoke to Live Audio Wrestling Sunday night regarding the potential deal.
I really don't see it happening at WrestleMania. Number one, the contract would forbid it. You can make the argument that it will revitalize him with wrestling fans. In a sense, maybe from a Vince standpoint, he brings him in. He's maybe almost bringing his own fans to the competition, so to speak, which in a sense you might say, wow, Vince is really desperate for going in this direction. But I think that Vince feels he needs something for Mania. If Brock can make $1 million at WrestleMania without getting beat up and without having to go through a hellacious training camp, I can see why Brock would want to do it. $1 million is a lot of money.
If Dana White has been contacted by the WWE, he certainly didn't reveal that fact when asked by Helwani following UFC 121.
That he wants to go back to wrestling?
No, that's first of all, I don't know if he is or isn't. I would find that hard to believe. But, The Undertaker has been coming for a long time. Brock is one of his guys. Those guys wrestled together. I went up and put the belt on Cain, talked to Brock, then went right out, so I didn't hear any exchange. But if those guys were going back and forth, it's because they're friends.